Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to look at a type of variable that I have not discussed in my MATLAB videos, and that is called categorical variables. So I was just working with some code and was dealing with this, so I said, let me explain that to the people who watch my videos. So what are these? These are the type of variables that, of course, represent categorical variables, the type of variables that you don't want to represent with a number, okay? And more importantly, when those categories are, of course, a limited number of distinct values, okay? So you have, let's say, for instance, what? You have gender category, male, female, and basically you might include LGBTQ or anything, or shirt size, right? For instance, small, medium, extra small, extra large, stuff like that, that you don't want to show with the numbers. And most of the time, it's not really a good idea to represent them with numbers. And these are really useful for that. So, as I said, like gender, blood type, experimental group, anything like that. How would you define them? How would you access them? How would you modify them? How would you use them in practice? So that's what I'm going to talk about. So how would you make them? You use this categorical command. And then inside that, just like a cell array, you define all of the members, right? So I have these different categories: red, blue, red, green, green. One thing is the categories do not need to be unique. They can be repeated. So these are all the categories that I have, and I create this categorical array, colors cat, okay? And you create it. Now, if you want to see which categories are available in it, which unique ones are available in it, you can use this command categories and pass that categorical array to it. That shows what? That shows all of those components. So let me tell you what exactly I mean. So here, let me run this, then come here and run this part so you can see. So look, we created the variable, right? You see 1x7 categorical array. When you run the command categories, it shows all of the distinct or unique categories in it. And of course, this guy only has red, green, and blue, right? So that's what it does. Then what? Then you can modify an element simply by passing the index of that in parentheses. So say, hey, colors cat element 2, which is that blue. Okay, what is it? Give it to me. Assign it to this variable second color, right? So here, the second color should be blue, and here you can see it is, right? Or let's say, so this is accessing an element. You want to change the third element, say, hey, the third element, which was what? Which was green, go ahead and set it to black. And now if I show this modified version, you can see that what? The third element is changed to black here, right? So accessing and modifying. Now, what if you want to, let's say, basically add something or remove something from these categories? If you want to add something, you can simply use something like this. So colors underscore cat end is yellow. So add it to what? Add this yellow color, right, to the very end of it. If you do that, now you can see here that the yellow is what? The yellow is added. Of course, the problem is if you add it this way, if you add it with this command called add cats, which adds categories, if you add a category to the array like that and show it, you might be surprised that that yellow does not show up in it. Look here. So this is what I did. I ran this command, which adds the yellow category to this. And when I show this, call it colors cat1, if you look at this, okay, here is right here. The yellow does not show up. Although I have added it, the yellow does not show up. If I run the command categories on it, the yellow does show up. So that's interesting. When you use this command, it adds the category, but it doesn't show up in the array. But if you assign it to a specific location, like here, the very end of it, now it is going to show itself. Look here, now that we ran this command, now we can see the yellow is added there. Okay, so moving on, how can you remove a category from a categorical array? Use the command remove cats. So you say from these color cats that was basically this one here, right, with third one changed to black, which is basically this guy here. For this one, I want you to eliminate what? Green. So wherever you have a green, get rid of it and call it colors cat 2. So what I expect is these last two that are green be eliminated, and if they do, look at the result. Now they become undefined. So it's not like getting rid of those entries, really. It's to make them like missing data, undefined. It's not gonna take care of them like when you set something to empty brackets with vectors, with numerical numbers. Okay, that's not what it's gonna do. So you might be saying, well, can I say color cat and now equal to empty bracket? Would that do something just like we did for the regular numbers, right? And if I go ahead and run this line of command for you, look. So, well, we have changed it. Let me run the whole thing again. So, let's see. Look. Yes, it does. You see, it removed that last undefined, and now you only have one undefined left. So this remove cats does not remove that entry, change it to undefined. This one removes the entry. This one what? Changes that category to undefined. Okay, so that's completely different, and this undefined is one of the advantages of categories, categorical variables, that we're going to see for handling missing data. Okay, so here we see the difference. Now, can we define something like a matrix? Because here I define it like an array, right? A row vector. We can do a column vector if all of these commas are replaced by semicolon, and we can use a combination of commas and semicolons to make it like a matrix, as you can see here. So can we define it as a matrix? Of course, it doesn't need to be just an array, and here you can see that it's a 3x2 categorical array. Because in MATLAB, array is a matrix too, okay? It doesn't have to have one dimension. Can we merge categories? Yes. To show you that example here, I made this array fruits, which is made of apple, banana, orange, and grape, and some of them repeated. And if you look at the original categories, they are these 4 categories. Okay, and this is that basically, let's go back. This is the categories of it. Now, the way I merge is this. I say merge cats. How? Wherever you see apple and banana, any category that is either apple or banana, any of them, replace it with the category fruit. And in the fruits array, and assign it back to the fruit. So what is it that doing? Anywhere you see an apple or a banana, that should be replaced by the new category we call fruit. And if you look at the result of that, you can see here is the updated category array. Look, it has fruit, which is for this one and this one. Then you have orange, then you have another fruit for this apple, grape, 2 fruits for that banana and that apple, and the last one is orange. And the updated category list is now fruit grape, and orange, as opposed to apple, banana, grape, and orange. So this is what this is merging categories. Now, we said all about this handling of categories, right? How to create them, how to add an element, remove an element, right? How to merge, and so on and so forth. What's the major advantage? Let's see the advantages. The first one is memory efficiency. They store basically data with a smaller amount of memory. Really? Yes. So here, what I want to show you is this colors. The color that we initially have is this guy, color cat, and of course we modified this color cat, right? We modified it a little bit, and we changed that third element to black, basically at the end. So what I can do here to make it exactly the same, I'm gonna change this guy to black. So now look, one way to store the data is this, with the categorical 1x7 categorical array. The other one is to use just a cell array like this. And now that I define this guy, I run the command whos to see how much memory they will take. So if we go down to the whos, look, this is the result of the whos. And this is that colors cat. If you look at it, it takes 459 bytes. But the colors cell, this guy takes what? 786 bytes. So you can see that this one takes like 70, 80, 60, 70% more memory, the cell, to store the same data that the categorical array has stored. Okay, so they are memory efficient. That's one. Two, of course, they are good for readability. I mean, if you have categories of like male, female, or short, small, large, tall, stuff like that, it's not really a good idea to replace them with 1 and 2, because you might have no idea that 1 is male, 2 is female, right? So it's not really good and readable when you have categorical things. And to show you that, here we do a plot. So for the x-axis, we define categories of group A, B, C, and D. And for the y-axis, we assign some numbers, 23, 45, 12, 67. Maybe these are like average ages or something. And then what? We're going to do a plot using a bar plot here. So my x-axis on the bar plot are categories. My y-axis are what? The ages. Let's just do average age to make it more and basically meaningful. So look here, you see now, and y-axis still called that, so let me do this. There we go. You see the average age, and this one clearly should not have underscore. The average age is the vertical axis. Numbers, the horizontal axis, are just 4 groups, and these are categorical. And instead of saying, hey, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and 4, where 1 is group A, 2 is group B, and add a legend somewhere, here we just do it this way, and it makes it a lot more readable. Okay? So that's the second advantage, readability. The first one was less memory. The third one is some statistical tools in MATLAB are designed to directly work with categorical data. If that's the case, we can use them. For instance, here, I have 2 categorical arrays. The first one is gender. The second one is preference. In the gender here, we have a gender, and then corresponding to that, we have a preference for the drink. So like the first male person prefers tea, the female person is coffee, the next female is tea, the next male is coffee, right? So we created this 2 variables, the gender of the people and their drink preference. And then what? Here, we create this called cross table, which is called an exigency table. And this table basically creates a relationship between gender and the preference. So you pass to it these 2 arrays, it returns to you a table, a chi-square variable analysis, and a significance number p. And we call it cross-tabulation table. So if you run this part, this is what you got for that here. And what's the meaning of this table? This 2 is the male preferring what? T. So if you look, there is one male T, and then there should be what? Another male T here, right? Okay. So let me see if I can move these guys up a little bit better so we can see it better. There we go. That is a lot better now. So you see there is one male T here and another male T here and another male T here. So 3 males and T. So this first row is male, the second row is female. And then we have a tea and coffee. So these are 3 males with tea. Then look at male and coffee. So that's 1 male coffee. This is another male and coffee. So that's 2 male and coffee. This bottom row is all about females. Oh, sorry. So this should be basically female and coffee. So let's see, there is 1 female coffee. There's 2 female coffee. And this one should be female and tea. And this is 1 female tea. It's 2 female tea. This is 3 female tea. Okay, so this is what we call the cross-tabulation table, and then chi-square, statistics, and p-value here. Okay, so these are some of the tools that in MATLAB are just designed to work with categorical data. We can use that. And finally, handling missing data. Sometimes you have missing data, which commonly happens when you're doing data entry and so on. You don't have a data. And these categorical arrays can handle missing data well. Like here, look, I set color cat3 to color cat2. So color cat3 is this guy, right? Initially. And then I say what? I say, give me what? First, I can remove them if I want to. I say, hey, remove the missing components in cat3. Okay, so in cat3, look, this was cat3. I say rm missing, remove the missing components. And now if you look, that missing one, the undefined one, is removed after that. So you see that is gone. Another thing you can do is say, no, don't remove the missing one, find them for me. So here you say is undefined color cat2. So go on color cat2, which is this guy, find me the indices of the missing elements, which is clearly here is this last one. So that gives you a logical array. It doesn't give you index, but it gives you a logical array instead, where 1 means that entry is an undefined, and whenever it's 0, that's a defined, that's a fixed value. And then you say go there, and wherever it's undefined, change it to purple. So now look, you get this as opposed to this one. So you have changed what? All of the undefined to what? To purple. You see? Using what? Using is undefined, which is returning a logical array. Right? So let me do it. Returns a logical array. Okay, so here is remove the undefined entries. And here is what replaces the undefined entries with purple. Okay, so you can easily do handling of missing data. So these are some of the advantages. This is how you handle this, create, manipulate categorical variables. And I'm going to share this file with you under video description if you want to work with it and learn from it. Hopefully this video was useful to you. I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.